unmute myself while I'll be thinking about it, and then I'll again unmute. Effectiveness of social media based movements. So, social media based social movements. We need introduction, body, and conclusion. How they have always been movement, which social media has made it wide reaching. If we go for the positive effects, we know that now a person from any section can have it. It has effectiveness. It can make the globally people to join the movement. The downside is that because now everyone can connect, there is lack of accountability. If we go on the positive side, we can continue it for a longer time. But on a negative side, people are joining, but you cannot have an estimate of their analysis. But then, so if we go on a concluding note, it is that, huh, that is, so if we think about it in a time frame, it's far reaching and okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll start at the count of 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Heartfelt greetings to the jury and the respected OC members. This is participant number E22, here to express my views on the given topic, effectiveness of social media-based social movements. To begin with, firstly, we will have to get an idea of what and how social movements are. Social movements can be understood as the calling of the people on any of the social causes. Now, there can be various medium to go for a movement, and one of those medium is using the social media for it. If we now analyze the effectiveness of these movements, we can say that social media has come as no less than a revolution. We all know how what we call as the Jasmine Revolution or the Tunisia Revolution brought such radical changes in the way the governments were functioning. They were not satisfied with the way the governments were there in their countries, and the people, they were able to connect, and not just connect the people of their own country but the people of the neighboring countries as well, to raise their voice. This is the strongest point of social media based social movements, that it provides us a very wide reach. We can start a movement from our very small town, small city, and we can connect with not only the people all across the India but all across the world. Who can forget the example of Me Too movement? That is how women from different parts of the world came out and expressed how they all had been subjected to the crimes against women, etc. However, there's a gray side to everything. So if we look on the hindsight, we realize that even though social media movements are very effective and we are able to connect with a large mass, this connection with large mass only at times becomes a hindrance. The reason is that because here so many people are connecting to the movement, we cannot always be sure about how much they are actually feeling themselves responsible and connected to the cause of the movement. Are they really bothered about bringing that social change, or is it just like a social media trend that is going on and they have also just connected with it because any other person beside them is also connected? So this is one of the challenges of social media movement. But if we look it in a broader picture, we realize that it has more or less helped us to be more responsible as citizens, to be able to convey what we feel, how we feel, what is that we look forward from the people who are governing us, how we want to create a better society, what are our innovative ideas. We are able to convey it better when we are using medium like a social media platforms. Then another issue which is always with the social movements is about having funding. We need some funding, we need some resources to continue with our movement. This is a problem which is greatly solved by social media based movements, because we do not need such great resources as such as compared to the movements that are led on the streets or movement of that kind, which are not so much social media based. So we have a wider reach even if we have limited resources. Another thing is to be able to have that continuous zeal of the people. If we look into the example of the national movements which we have had, the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, always said that we cannot have the people continuously there on the streets, or they are continuously agitating for their cause. We need a policy of truce, then struggle, then truce. This issue is greatly solved when we go for the medium like social media for our movement. We can continuously maintain the zeal of the people. They can continue with their daily affairs and still can take out their time and their resources, even if they are limited, to contribute their share to the betterment of the social cause for which all the people are coming forward. Ma'am, I have 1 more minute, I think. Ma'am, it was 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, can I just have 10 seconds grace period to conclude? So, okay. So to conclude, we can say that it has emerged as a great assistance to the voice of the people to make this country and this world a place where the mind is without fear. Thank you so much. Ma'am, this is something I feel which greatly depends upon how we have been conditioned by our parents, our teachers, and our society. If right from the beginning we are told that we have to care about our existence as much as we care about the existence of other, I think that sense of responsibility will be built. I can recall a poem which was written around the time this world war the period between world war first and world war second, and Hitler was at his peak, and we know how the Jews were being persecuted. So this poem had this idea that the people came and took away this particular category of people and I didn't speak, then they came and then they took these people and I didn't speak, and one day when they came to take me up, there was no one left to speak. So I think, ma'am, this is something which we as a society collectively contribute to an individual's growth and understanding, and that's equally needed, whether it is social media based movement or any kind of movement. Wherever we are, when we want to go for a social cause, this will come only with this thing what we call grooming. Ma'am, this kind of responsibility, I couldn't get it, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm sorry I cannot recall any at the moment, but if I'm going the right direction, IT Act has some provisions with that regard, but I'm sorry I'm not able to recall accurately. Ma'am, can I have a moment to think? Ma'am, it has made us feel more empowered than we felt years ago. We know that we are being affected of everything and anything that is happening in any corner of the world. It's always said that injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere. So it was just said. Now we feel that any place wherever something gets disturbed, the reverberations will be felt throughout. So it has made us more empowered and uh, more into that sense that we have to be conscious how things are affecting us and have to give our contribution in bettering the things. Yes, sir. So one, with regards to social media, sir. So of course that responsibility thing is there, but besides that, sir, this is a persistent issue which I think will keep on prevailing because we try to build the infrastructure, but it's a great issue. That's about, sir, right information. conveying the right information, because now anyone and everyone can create the content. So whether it is genuine, whether it is authentic, or whether people are trying to manipulate it in such a way that they are fanning those passions that can be detrimental to the peace of the society, I think this is a problem which is still there and which will be prevailing in the 15-20 years also, considering the radicalization and polarization the way it's happening in India also and in the world as well. So at the individual level, that thing will always be there for any issue. Be responsible of what you are doing on these social media platforms. At the societal level, we need to be vigilant, not taking anything whichever is being served to us. We will have to have that sense of distinguishing what's right and what's wrong. And here the education system will have to play an important role, that the way we are taught, we are not taught that this is the truth and you accept it. We are taught to be able to reach the truth through our analysis. Pardon, sir, root cause? Couldn't hear that properly. Yes, sir. When every citizen would be empowered to decide on their own, be it any information, true information or fake information, they'll be able to know how they have to respond. That's my stand, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, judges.